Well, come up here. Are you coming? Oh, they love you, Mr. Peaches. They do. They do. You're sweet. Oot, 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 oot. Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patara with you this morning. We are working. We're supposed to start getting some rain. And I want to talk to you about some things. So we're just running around trying to beat the rain again. So there's been a few things that have been on my mind, and I want to be very clear that it's interesting. I'm talking with a few individuals, good YouTubers, good friends, you know, really good in what we're doing. And you come up with the whole idea of, in the discussion of, what is your brand? What is your character? Who are you? What do you represent? And it's very obvious that we have people in the YouTube side of this that are characters. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not doing what they do, but you identify them with certain things and certain ways or certain clothing. It's just all part of it. You probably identify with me with an army hat, which I had to retire. I prefer baseball caps that are Velcro because you can adjust it, keeps headaches down. But I had to retire that bad boy. I love it so much. Best baseball cap I ever had. So, you know, everybody's got a thing. So we've been talking about that, and I told my husband was like, well, what do you think yours is? And I said, well, besides an army hat, I said, I think mine is probably going to be, and I hope, stone cold, granny, old school truth. Sometimes that works out well for people, and sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm okay with that, because I do what I do, and I speak what I speak, and we live what we live. You can come up here any day of the week, and you're going to see what you see here. So, and you're going to see mountains, and you're going to see everything else. So, that leads to the discussion of, who are you? Why are you doing what you do? And are you measuring yourself, your success, and depending upon others to make you successful? Now, I'm coming at this from the perspective of self-reliance, homesteading, home skills, even if you want to have a blog or a YouTube channel. And I've noticed several things. First of all, you should always seek out really good advice, okay? I'm never going to tell you not to do that, okay? But I am going to tell you that regardless of you watching an individual have extreme success with something, and you ask them their opinion and they tell you, that does not mean that's going to work for you. Let me give you an example as we are starting to clean up this morning. In fact, we're tearing this whole thing out here in the next couple of days because my husband's on vacation. You see that right there? Geese. I got some geese. I love them. They follow me like babies around here. So I put them with some baby chicks. When I got them, I bought them with baby chicks. They have grown up with lavender Orpington baby chicks. They were very mean to the baby chicks. They had to be separated from the baby chicks. Now, somebody could argue and say, well, that's because you had 2 geese as opposed to 1. Very likely so. I won't argue against that. So we transitioned. So I put them in a different brooder, and every single day for weeks, you've seen it even on my with Justin Rhodes when he was here. I've been bringing them over and went back to my own old school train of thought, which is acclimating animals to each other through barriers. Whether it be a dog crate, whether it be fencing, whether it be through a stall, whatever works for you in your scenario. And this applies to all animals. Now, so they've been side by side with the ducks for weeks, up against the dirty pool where the ducks have made a mess. I've just moved it all around for weeks. They have been in there now this is day 3. Not one single problem. Not one single problem. So while something may be working for someone else, don't be upset if it doesn't necessarily work for you. I was told, oh my gosh, if you get a pig, you have to get 2. By George, you better get 2 pigs. You're going to be mean if you don't get 2 pigs. You better get 2 pigs. I watched the biggest pig bond more with the cow through the fencing than it did with the other pig. In fact, all it did was bully it, compete with it, and all of that. It wasn't to a point of maliciousness, but the next time I get a pig, I'm getting one pig. That's all we need, okay? So my point is, you need to be willing to put yourself out there and to try something on your own. Back to Eden gardening. I can sit here and rant and rave and woo, praise the Lord for it all day long because I love it. It works great for me here. That's what I do and works for me, and that's what you'll see on my channel. That may not work for you. I know people that have had bad luck with it for different reasons. Some of it may be their own fault. Some of it has a lot to do with where do you live? Do you have termite issues? Do you have sandy soil? Do you have fire ant issues? We've got some fire ant issues up here that I'm dealing with. I've been very fortunate that this has worked out very well for me. You have to be willing to put in the time and effort. Ask questions, approach things with an open mind. No, I'm not getting rid of my electricity. I'm very proud of my electricity. I love my dishwasher. My washing machine right now is washing 2 pairs of overalls and 3 pairs of jeans. Praise the Lord, because I can come out here and take care of all this by myself as an individual mom and woman on this farm today because my washing machine is helping me out. That doesn't make me less of a homesteader. It's just an aid in what I do. It's no different than if you live off grid and you have a propane grill that you're cooking on. That's an aid in what you're doing. The idea is to have trial and error, to know what works for you and what doesn't, to have skill sets that you can apply in different scenarios if you have to and if you want to. That's the key to success. If you want to have a successful YouTube channel, then grow it. Invest the time, invest the money, and know that it's going to take 1, 2, 3 years of a lot of work. Don't get mad if somebody that doesn't know you from Adam, you know, you send them emails and you send them private messages and they don't know you. They don't know who you are. They don't know if you're really who you say you are. They've never met you. They can't account for you. If I emailed some very big people in the business right now and said, will you help me? I know I'm probably not going to get a response. That doesn't make them a bad person. That makes them involved in what they're doing, and they got where they were through a lot of time and effort and grueling effort on their part to make their business and their YouTube channel grow. I'm not going to get upset if I don't get an email back from them. I don't expect them to grow my business. That's my deal, just like it should be your deal. So always know that when you seek out advice from people that are doing what they're doing, understand what they do may not work for you, and that is okay. Just know that's the case. What works in East Tennessee probably won't work very well for folks in Nebraska. It depends on what's going on and what you're doing. I don't free range my chickens. Now, well, let me take that back. I've got chickens out here in this large, massive field. But they don't go run amok. That doesn't work for me. I won't have any chickens left, okay? That's a lot of stress on my family. I don't want that for my family or my girls. So I don't do that. So if you choose to free range and it doesn't work out for you, just know that's a possibility. Know that if you get guineas, that may not work out for you. I won't get guineas. I don't want guineas. I have livestock guardian dogs. Cochise works for me. Now guineas are great for ticks. But I don't want guineas flying over to my neighbor's way down there because I don't want to have to deal with my neighbors. So always know that you're never not successful because you don't do things the way other people do. Also know that when you apply things to you and you try something new, you got 1 or 2 ways on that. It's going to be the best thing you ever did, and praise the Lord when that happens, or it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it's because of 1 or 2 things. It just doesn't apply to you, or did you do it right? But never get upset with the individual. I love these geese. This is where they're going to be. See, what we're doing is we are tearing down the netting. We're getting 2 more of these and we're expanding it out. We're building a brand new duck house. We got projects coming up next week. Man, I can't wait. My husband finally has a little bit of time off and is feeling pretty good. I hope this video helps you out, and I hope it comes to you in the way that it is intended to come, because it is in order to motivate you and to ease some minds, because a lot of folks are very critical of themselves. They get very upset and they don't understand why something did not work for them. And so they get very critical of themselves, and then sometimes they could get critical of someone else. Don't do it. If you seek advice from somebody and they give you advice, understand how and why it worked for them. And always know that if it worked for them, try to do what they tell you to do, and do it, you know, with maybe a few modifications. But the only way you're going to have that answer is if you get out and you do it yourself. That is what Granny did, and that is what homesteaders do. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. We have some announcements coming up. First and foremost, I want to let you know on July 15th, I will be in Crossville at the depot. We're having a ladies' luncheon. Ladies and gentlemen's luncheon. Guys, I almost forgot you. I don't do that. We don't forget the men now. Down below has a link for you to buy tickets. It's just to help cover the rental and help me out with a little bit of the food costs, guys, okay? To meet a lot of you. We've got dozens of people coming. It's going to be so much fun. So I will stop selling tickets the Wednesday before the 15th. So what is that? Is that maybe the 12th? I will have to cut off tickets if they're still for sale at that time, which is less than 2 weeks. So we can prepare. On July 22nd, I have been invited to teach multiple classes at James White's Fort, where you saw me last week in that handy dandy cutie pootie little outfit. And I'll be teaching all kinds of stuff, chickens and homesteading and all different things. So that's gonna be fun. That's coming up. So be looking for that. Oh, hey, what are you doing? You coming to say good morning to everybody? Hi, buddy. All right, guys, we appreciate you so much. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, I have finally been able to take the bandages off of my leg. It's a little ugly, but it's healed. And I am well, and I'll have a little video coming up on that just to close that out as well. Thank you for your prayers. We'll talk to you soon. Good morning. What are you doing, boy? Say good morning. Y'all have a great day. I love you. Come on. Come on. Let's go check the quail. Come on.